All right, y'all. I'm here to talk about the press conference that Eric DeCosta had this morning. In this press conference, he was asked questions, obviously, and he had been asked questions about our passing game, our free agents that are coming up, uh, people that we are either going to have to sign, trade, or let go, our salary cap situation, if we needed a true number one, if he felt like if we needed a true number one, what we needed to do to improve. And some things that he said was offensive line. He wants to improve our offensive line. And I don't blame him for that because if you're getting pressure in your face, 2, 3 seconds after the ball is snapped, you're not going to have time to look through your reads and see scan the field and look for somebody who's open, And a lot of times this season, Lamar didn't have a lot of time to be able to do that. But when he did have the time, and when his offensive line allowed him to stand in the pocket, make plays, he did fairly well, But when he has pressure in his face, he doesn't do it as well. He's still able to make plays because he's really athletic and he can scramble out of the pocket, run, make plays with his legs or with his arm. Uh, and if it wasn't for that, he'd probably been sacked a lot more than he was this season. But that's an issue. Offensive line is obviously an issue that needs to improve, especially our center. Our center snapped so many balls this season. I mean, we played with two different centers, and both centers ended up uh, having bad snaps and, you know, just having a really big impact in the games that we played against the Patriots and the Bills. So offensive line, that's definitely, I would like to see that get improvement. But another thing, Eric DeCosta he didn't really sound like he really wanted to go out and get a true number one receiver. And he more or less wants to keep the Ravens offense the way it is and just make improvements to it. And that leads me to a little bit of worry, because all season long I had to watch Lamar not really have any reliable receivers or options to throw the ball to when he needed a receiver or somebody to make a play for him. We had a lot of drops. Mark Andrews, you know, he got double teamed a lot. He had injuries, and he would drop balls a lot of times too, and Marquise Brown, he's obviously a small dude, and he improved within the last 6 games and the games into the uh, postseason, so he ended up making up for his mishaps, and he really showed improvements, improvements that you know could continue if we had a number one receiver to allow him to develop and continue to get better, and get some of that heat off him, and for him to be able to get in the slot and make plays, because he can make them when he's shown that he can be a reliable target, when he's asked to be. But when when you have constant pressure on him and everything, and he feels like it's all up to him, that's gonna get to him because he is a young dude, you know. So having a older type guy, if we don't draft a receiver in the draft to really help our offense, that'd be really good for everybody, And apparently we're keeping Greg Roman, and I don't necessarily have a problem with it. I wish we would bring somebody in to uh, complement him and to make our help improve our passing game. But I guess we'll just have to see what Greg Roman does. Hopefully we have a actual off season OTAs, and our guys are actually able to have training camp and have a preseason, and hopefully Greg Roman can really get uh, in touch with these guys and just really make the necessary improvements that he needs to make, and help our offense to continue to get where I hope to see it, and hopefully just be able to uh, be in them shootout games if we have to be. If we need Lamar Jackson to make throws and continue to just keep us in games with his arm, then I really would like to see that. But obviously Lamar has to make improvements, and Greg Roman has to make improvements in his play calling, and our whole team offensive, our whole offense needs to make improvements, and I really hope that our guys will. I know they will, and I just hope that eventually we're able to get to a Super Bowl, or at least make it past the divisional round, just make it to the AFC Conference Championship game. But uh, ultimately, at this point, I think it's time that the Ravens made it to the Super Bowl. We've got some really young, good players, and Lamar Jackson's still young, and I know we can get to the Super Bowl if we just make the necessary improvements that we need to. And Eric DeCosta was asked questions about our, what he plans on doing when it comes to signing players and releasing players or trading players. And, he obviously he talked about the cap space, and we only have 15-20. So as a GM, that's kind of hard to work with a little bit. So obviously, he's not going to be able to sign all the guys that he wants to, and sadly, some guys are going to have to be let go. And hopefully, in the draft, that we're able to draft their replacement, and um, be able to get production out of the guys that we draft. So he the off Eric DeCosta has a lot of work to do this off season. I mean, he always does, but especially this year. And uh, hopefully, he'll continue to be the good GM that he has been. And hopefully he'll make the necessary improvements to our team that we need. And he'll sign guys that he feels that we need, or draft guys that he feels that could really help this Ravens team get to that Super Bowl that I really would like to see my team get to. But that's my thoughts on his press conference that he gave. I I'll leave the link to it in the description, and this is apart from the video, but this is me talking about what I would like to do with this channel. What I would like to do with this channel is continue to be able to talk about the Ravens, and be able to talk about other teams, and just be able to talk about football in general, and whether it be college or NFL. I just really like to be able to share my thoughts on the teams, or if I just want to talk about the Cleveland Browns, I'd like to be able to get on here and just share my thoughts on them, and I I just like to continue to help get my channel to grow, and put in the work that needs to be done to see my channel grow. Obviously, I will still talk about the Ravens because they're my team, and I love the Baltimore Ravens. But you know, one of the things I hope to be able to do is talk about Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, and what I think about them headlining the Super Bowl, and who I hope to, who I would like to see win. And I'll end up getting around to that video at some point. So If you've been watching my videos, if you've been liking what you've been seeing, and if you want to continue to be part of the journey, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Any additional feedback is always welcomed. Uh, Constructive criticism, if you feel like there's something that I could do to improve this channel or improve myself while delivering uh, videos and my dialogue or whatever, just leave whatever you have to say in the comments. But all I ask is that you like and subscribe and just stay tuned, and hopefully uh, we'll be able to uh, make something out of this, and hopefully that you guys are able to continue to be part of the journey. But that's all I've got for now, and I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. Until next time, I've been Noah. Have a good day.